Shaune Mogaila wasn't just another football player. Born in Ramashashane, South Africa, he worked his way up through the ranks of professional football, earning his place in the Premier Soccer League. Known for his speed and skill on the wing, Mogaila played for clubs like Highlands Park, TS Galaxy and Royal AM, before eventually joining Sekhukhune United. By 2023, he had even earned a call-up to represent South Africa on the international stage. Everything was finally coming together. His career was rising, his name was growing, his future looked secure, but all of that would change in a single night. In October 2024, Mogaila was involved in a tragic car crash in Rabbi Ridge, Gauteng. A mother was driving her child to school. Something ordinary, something routine. Then in an instant, everything turned into a nightmare. The collision killed a 9-year-old girl. 2 others were injured, including the child's mother and a 13-year-old boy. A normal morning turned into a lifetime of grief.
Stop recording emergency video.
As the story unfolded, disturbing details began to emerge. Reports claimed that alcohol bottles were found inside Mogaila's vehicle. Questions started being asked. What really happened that night? Was it reckless driving? Was it negligence? Or was it something that could have been prevented? Later that day, Mogaila handed himself over to the police. He was charged with culpable homicide along with reckless and negligent driving. But what shocked many people wasn't just the incident itself. It was what came next. Mogaila was granted bail of 20,000. For the family of the young girl, this felt like a slap in the face. They spoke out, expressing disappointment, anger and heartbreak. To them, it felt like the system was failing them, like justice wasn't equal.
uMogaila uvele okokuqala enkantolo namhlanje emva kokuzinikela emaphoyiseni kuThange kulandela ukubaleka endaweni yengozi. Umbuso awusiphikisanga isicelo sakhe sebhayili kanti inkantolo ithe akayena umuntu oyingozi emphakathini.
Once you are released on bail and you fail to appear before this court at the time that has been scheduled, note that there are consequences for such failure to appear in court.
Umphakathi kanye nomndeni wezisulu abaneme ngesinqumo senkantolo.
This guy fled the scene, so I might not know the law to that extent, but he's a flight risk. There's no set conditions for him whatsoever. So he gets to be himself and carry on with his life, just like the way he was living before this whole incident.
Despite the ongoing case, Mogaila returned to play for Sekhukhune United. And in a moment that divided public opinion, he scored the winning goal in a match shortly after his return. Some people supported his comeback, others were outraged. They questioned how someone facing such serious charges could return to professional sport so soon. The club defended their decision, saying they had supported both Mogaila and the affected families from the beginning, but the family told a different story.
Mogaila. Shaune Mogaila. Mogaila letua. Baba ketika papira loko. Kata no tembo. Mokapteni wa Super United. Tabo September. Aba itumela seo. o tlisa sello le phuranywa meno ka palo tlhakoreng la the Chili Boys le o tlisa boitumelo bona fela a tsa kgwila e goga e ita le tloa ya boela motshamekong ga ise ke bone dino tsa metshameko e mengwe fela nno ye e tla gaitsanelang go nna nngwe ya dilo tse di gaisitseng mo bokhutlong jono jwa beke dira se tshwanetse go dirwa ke motshameki.
Then came another shocking development. During a court appearance at Tembisa Magistrate Court, members of the victim's family were allegedly removed from the courtroom. At the same time, supporters of Mogaila were allowed to remain inside. This raised serious concerns. Was justice really being served, or was the system favoring the accused? Organizations like AfriForum stepped in, representing the family and criticizing how the case was being handled. They described it as a failure of the justice system.
Well, it's a very difficult time for the family. Every time that they have to come to court here for another postponement, it's another deep breath that they have to take to be here and come face to face with the man who caused an accident that led to the death of their loved one and hurt their family. But we're going to continue accompanying them on every occasion. They want to see justice. They want to see there be accountability for what has taken place here. But I just want to emphasize that the difficulties that they're suffering is not only emotional, but physical as well. Kio has suffered significant damage to her body. She walks with a limp, and she will suffer with this for the rest of her life. Tando, the boy who was in the car as well, broke both his legs. He saw a doctor in December. He's still struggling, and he will for the rest of his life. So it is so important that a just and appropriate sentence is imposed on the person who's responsible for causing lifelong harm to these families.
This story isn't just about a footballer, it's about choices. One decision, one moment, one mistake can change everything. A life lost, families broken, a career hanging by a thread, and a question that still remains unanswered. Was it worth it?
Yesterday, we spoke about drinking and driving in the wake of that horror crash in Tembisa just 2 days ago. The Sowetan revealing this morning that the 9-year-old girl who lost her life, well, her mom, who's a 38-year-old woman, is unconscious in hospital, has no idea of the horror she's about to wake up to. And I'll read you some of the quotes they've got from her husband, who was called. In fact, I think he tried to phone his wife, and the phone was answered by a Metro Police official at the scene of the crash. And of course, he had to go and rush. And his wife was no longer there, but there was the body of his 9-year-old daughter. You can just imagine his devastation.